Just north of the Delaware Expressway and east of Broad Street, we find ourselves at Lincoln Financial Field in South Philly. The scene in South Philly a few moments ago. Boy, the city of brotherly love is fired up. They're saying, "Fly, Eagles, fly," as they get ready to match up with the Washington football team. NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. On the return, Walker. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. On first down, Hawkins, and he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. This Washington defense, Charles, terrific in the victory a week ago.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Here's the first carry for Bo Scarborough. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He's going to look deep for Watkins. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's third down.
I usually hesitate when I say a guy's got world-class speed, but this guy might. So let's fire the starter's pistol. Let's go. If you've got him, you've got to try and use him. A lot of anticipation with the ball in the air, but no, incomplete.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Going deep here for Watkins. A fight for it, and this is caught. It's caught indeed. A big connection on that one. 39 yards.
Brandon, we've both been around the game long enough that we know that in pregame, defenses are pretty amped up, aren't they? I mean, they're pounding lockers, and they can't wait to get out there. But when you hit them with some big pass plays early, it takes the starch right out of them.
So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. Now they'll run it with Scarborough. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature in the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
On 3rd down, it's Hawkins. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. They'll try and run for it. And I don't think he got there. He did not. They stop him a yard shy. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And this defense delivers a turnover on downs on the very first drive of the afternoon. They'll run for the first time with Antonio Gibson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. To throw from his end zone, Cantrell. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. And they're going to get this all the way out past the 20.
Well, they were backed up to start the drive, but how about that aggressiveness? Firing it downfield right away. Nice job there getting out towards what would have been their normal starting position.
Now they can breathe a little easier, some room to operate as they've got it 1st and 10 now out past the 20. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Shotgun handoff to Gibson. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. And, CD, you look at this defense, what kind of pressure are they under trying to stop a team that has won 5 games in a row?
Well, to me, it makes their job harder because you know you're going up against an offense that's playing at an elite level, and sometimes you can get too caught up in trying to play the perfect game. You're trying to be too precise, too fine, instead of just letting it rip. And I think that's more the priority than trying to be absolutely perfect.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
This is caught by his tight end, Logan Thomas. 7 yards, the pickup there.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
On second down, a run with Gibson. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
Well, this has certainly been a nice drive with the way they've spread the football around. Here, they even get the fullback involved in the passing game. That's got to cause a lot of consternation on the defensive side. You've got to cover him, too. That makes things really difficult.
And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. We're scoreless after 1. On 1st and 10, Cantrell. Thomas has got it, complete. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside, and so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
Well, I know a defensive coordinator is going to be pretty excited about what he just saw there. Great knockback by their front. And now with the ball where it is, I would expect to see the offense throw the ball on second and third down here.
He gets it left side to Johnson. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. And, yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty. No question there.
You don't think they spent a couple of seconds mulling over what the penalty
I don't even know why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
McManus's point after is good. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a fourth down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this drive and maybe get in the same position.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, like I said, they were moving the football. It's not like they went 4 and out, so I don't think it's a deal where the offense doesn't have confidence.
No, I agree with you totally on that one. If anything, they may have gained more confidence. Okay, they stopped us once. That's all right. Let's keep moving it. Make them do it again.
Looking to throw again on second down. Foles, man open. He's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll look to throw here. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
And this one will be touchdown inside the 40-yard line. Out there setting ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the number 1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So
this is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Washington. Davante Adams with touchdown number 12 on the year. And Washington able to come up with a quick strike touchdown. Extra point from McManus is good. And that'll make the score 14-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They're staring at a 2-touchdown deficit, 14-0 the score as they regroup with 1st and 10. Able to slither by and past the 40 before he's out of bounds. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. They run. This is Scarborough. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. And just a yard to go here on 2nd down. This is Scarborough. So, CD, you talk about this football team, and some of the whispers and reports, the social media posts, they hint at a locker room that's splintered, badly splintered. There was talk earlier, some guys might walk away entirely, but that hasn't happened, however, at least to this point.
No, and sometimes some of that talk is just that, talk. I mean, guys often say, that's it, I'm out of here, and then they realize, I'm not ready to retire yet. What am I going to do now? And they're really ready to come back and dive back in. In fact, we've got guys who are wearing gold jackets in the Hall of Fame. They talked about retirement the last 6-7 years of their careers. So that's not always real. And sometimes you just have to go ahead and ride it out. And this is an opportunity now for everyone in this locker room to move forward.
They go play action here on 1st down. He'll let this go for the end zone. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Snags it for the pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And, Charles, you know, it seems like sometimes when you fall down early, there can be a tendency there to try and get it all back in one fell swoop. And that time, that thinking leads to an interception.
And I believe you brought up a really good point there, Brandon, because you try and force plays, right? You try and get all back in one shot, just as you mentioned there. And you know you're going to need some big plays to get back into the game. But ultimately, you really can't force what isn't there.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A big play that time through the air. 34 yards. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. The good run on 1st down followed up by a not-so-good run on 2nd down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on 3rd down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down. And some room to roam now. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. 72 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. They'll run with Marshall. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Give him 4 on the carry there at 2nd and goal.
Good solid gain on 1st down, about what you'd expect from the big guy carrying the ball.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. They'll try to run with Gibson. And he is not going to get in as the big bodies stop him at the 1. They hold him again, and now all of a sudden it's 3rd and goal at the 1. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. They were held out last time. Here now is 3rd and goal from the 1. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. A great play there in the final seconds of the first half. And Washington able to stretch that lead out even further. McManus's point after is good, and it's now 21-0. So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled it to 20. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. And with 5 seconds to go, this will likely be our final play. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. So we have come upon halftime, and it's the visiting group from Washington who are out on top. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! So Washington in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the second half gets underway. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. The first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football, that could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it. That's how they're approaching it.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. And here's Marshall. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39.
Well, not a lot of flash and dash on that play. 2nd and 2, and they hand it to the big man. And he ends up picking up a first down. A little bit of gray area there, though. But I think what they thought, hey, we hand it to him here. If we come back and don't get it, we still got another down to try and pick it up.
They'll run on first down. It's Gibson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 86 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Escaping the pressure right. Thomas brings it in. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
On first down, Gibson. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Looking to throw. Cantrell hitting Samuel on the slant. And they'll get this down to the 10.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
They'll run on first down. It's Gibson. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds right at the 3. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. It's complete. Davante Adams, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And Washington is able to stretch their lead. Now McManus to tack on the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. On the return, Walker. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't.
This is intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. And they will finally stop him as he's down to the 40-yard line. So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space. Not a skill most of them possess that allows for extra yardage on the return.
He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
On first down, it's Gibson. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Operating from the gun, Cantrell. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Here's Gibson on the read option. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Antonio Gibson, his 17th touchdown now on the season. And this Washington offense continuing to add to their lead. Extra point from McManus is good. And that makes this 35-0 now. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. On the return, Walker. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. ready at the line. This Philly offense set to go. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that? And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off around the 27. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. On first down, Cantrell, he gets it to Thomas. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. A give to Gibson running right. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. From the gun on 3rd down, Cantrell. And that is caught, but he will come down out of bounds, says the side judge, incomplete.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground, and now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. Back to throw. Cantrell. And he finds McLaurin. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1.
I didn't like the play call. I loved it. Running situation for sure on 4th and short. They got the defense to commit too many men in the box to stop the run and had the guts to go for the pass instead. And as a result, they're set up 1st and goal.
They'll run with Gibson. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Antonio Gibson, his 2nd TD of the game and 18th of the year. And Washington able to capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. McManus's point after is good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. On the return, Walker. And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this 3rd quarter. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. This has been frustrating for them to this point. They have not looked the same as they did coming in, riding that impressive 6-game win streak. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
To throw on 2nd and 10. Foles. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
Dancing to his left. And this is caught by Watkins. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down. They'll try and run for it. And he's not even going to come close to picking up the first. They stop him right at the line of scrimmage. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And Washington will take control of the football in great field position. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Off play action. Cantrell. And this one is incomplete. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Flushed out right. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. From the gun, Cantrell. Caught on the right side by Adams. And his bid for the first down coming up short as he's tackled at the 25. On 4th down, Cantrell. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs.
Washington goes for it, but it does not pan out.
And the Eagles defense able to hold. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one. We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now Foles. Room to run past midfield. And he takes it across the 50 to the 46-yard line. Here's Foles. He's going to look deep for Watkins. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. A big play there for Philly.
Well, that's something you haven't had to talk about much this game. A nice big play right there. But this team, overall, they haven't done a whole lot offensively.
Well, they're still sitting on the goose egg. We talk about defenses having pride in a shutout. This offense wants to get rid of that zero. He'll try again. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Bo Scarborough with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Eagles are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. And they make the score a little bit more respectable here in our final quarter of play. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. No return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now.
Open man is the tight end, John Bates. 7 yards, the pickup there.
Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
To throw on second down, Cantrell. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Washington on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first.
I know the game's not over, but there's got to be a sense of satisfaction right now for the guy carrying the football a bunch today. 99 yards, and he has enough time to go over the century mark.
Well, you got to give it to him again, right?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You're not worried about losing yardage here. You're not worried about any of that. You just want to get him to the promised land for every runner. 100 yards or more in a game.
And some space here. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. As that lead just swells and swells. Look, this has been dominance in all 3 phases, offense, defense, and special teams.
So don't we have to give a lot of credit, not just to what we've seen today, but the preparation in advance, coaching staff, commitment by the players to the game plan, and being ready to go in this one? You're exactly right. Clean sweep. And, boy, they're going to celebrate this one after it's over.
And on the other side, this is the game film you just flush and never go back and review.
And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Foles. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off near the 42. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line.
A good starting spot for Washington as they come up 1st and 10
on their side of midfield at the 47.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
They're still throwing the football here. Now, obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Washington on 3rd down.
They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. Cantrell. And that's complete to Adams. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. They'll look to throw again. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
They're certainly not letting up on the pressure in this one, and oftentimes you hear this expression, all gas, no break from defenses. But in this case, it's the offense still throwing the football up big in the fourth quarter.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now it looks like he'll throw here. And he will find his man, Samuel. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the fourth quarter.
They'll run on 1st down. Gibson, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Back to throw. Cantrell. Screen play. Johnson. So the screen good for only 2. Now it's 3rd down.
Boy, that was certainly well-read defensively. And the key to any screen play is space to work. And there was none to be found there. And they tackle him for just a short gain.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Cantrell. Over the middle, complete. That's Thomas. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game.
Well, there's just about a minute left in this game, and they're still taking it into the end zone. And you know they could have taken a knee there, but they decided to play this one all the way out. And I think their philosophy is, we're going to give you everything we've got. If we just go ahead and take a knee now, we're actually showing you disrespect that way, like taking pity on you. They're not about to do that to their opponent.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This taken in at the goal line. And able to get this out to the 25. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here.
and that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Throwing on second down. Foles. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. Maybe a frustration penalty there because he's picked them apart.
They've tried their best to get to him and haven't done it successfully. A penalty as a result of that hit there.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Going deep here for Watkins. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off down at the 2. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. They'll start on the ground with Gibson. And he's going to take this up past the 10 to about the 11. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Back to throw. Cantrell. And this is thrown to the sideline. No receiver in the area, though, and that's going to bring out a flag. In the pocket, chucked it away. Flag comes down.
So you got to move a little bit, right? Know where you are on the field. Have some awareness. Tackle to tackle. You got to get outside of that tackle box in order to get that done.
Check 99. Check 99. Check 26. Check 26.
Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And he's going to get this up to the 24-yard line. Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game. Throwing on first down. Cantrell. And Thomas has it. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
On 1st and 10, Cantrell. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell, just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
Just a formality now, but here's the extra point. So the PAT is good. They get the touchdown, the point after, but of little consequence in the ending as this one's now over. Well, on the one side, if you try to take away something positive from this game, they played to the final whistle, getting the touchdown there on the last play, but still, all for naught, really.
Yeah, I'd say give them points for positivity. I like that. That part is good. But I often wonder, when the game is settled and the clock is run out, do we really need to kick the extra point?
Oh, yeah. It's silly.
It doesn't make any sense to me. I know that people have explained before, well, you got to play it all the way through. Come on, this thing was done.
So for Washington, the win is number 9 for them on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Buffalo to take on the Bills. Meanwhile, for Philadelphia, they come back to the pack a bit as their record falls to 7-3. And they'll have a quick turnaround as they're back in action Thursday afternoon at around 3:30 Eastern for the traditional Thanksgiving Day game in Dallas. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.